I am not teaching, I am publicly learning. Well, hi, welcome to Learning for Life in the UK test part 252, Arts and Culture part 2, while doing morning stretching, and if you participate in the morning stretching, it's at your own risk. And we're just answering the questions that we're checking to understand. This is on page 88, what was in the chapter. So we're already through which chapter. Not really learned, but we are through. And if you participate in the morning stretching, it's at your own risk. We should check to understand from the chapter, or what it's called. The chapter is Modern Friday Society. We should check to if you understand which sports are particularly important in the United Kingdom. They made the last blue here about arts and culture. They had no questions to whether it's true to sport. No, check to understand to sport. Okay, we should check to understand which sports are particularly popular in the United Kingdom. Every sport is important, no matter if you are popular or not. But they mean cricket, they mean horse racing, they mean football, they mean golfing, they mean tennis, they mean swimming. Maybe I forgot some other, but more or less what it is. Some of the major sporting events that take place each year, we won't really through it. We were just at the one in Berkshire. I can't get it to try. It's the Ashes are the cricket plays it between England and Australia, and some of the major sporting events that take place each year. We weren't with far with learning them. I was still there with horse racing, and I wasn't able to remember them. So the major events, we have the Ashes, that is cricket between England and Australia. Then we have the major sporting events, they mean in the United Kingdom, but many UK teams take part in the UEFA Champions League. So the UEFA Champions League in football, between who's the best team in Europe, and also the FIFA World Cup and the UEFA European Football Championships. And there was the World Cup hosted in '66 in the United Kingdom. Major sporting events. Yes, it is a major sporting event, but we're asking for the United Kingdom. And when there was rugby, we have the Six Nations Championships between England, Ireland, Scotland, Wales, Italy, and France in rugby. And horse racing, it was Royal Ascot. So Royal Ascot, the Ashes are the cricket games between England and Australia. And Royal Ascot, that is in Berkshire. There is also the royal family then in horse racing. And the Grand National at Aintree, again something with A. And then the Grand National area, the Scottish, also with A. We weren't that far. And I personally wanted to remember them. Royal Ascot, Berkshire. Let's do only that one. We have the Ashes, that is pretty simple, I think. England and Australia cricket. And now Royal Ascot. Royal Ascot. Let's go later to Ayr and Aintree. So Ascot. Royal Ascot, Berkshire. What's this? Some major sporting events, I think. Yes, the golf. There's the St Andrews in Scotland. Maybe we can do that. St Andrews, Scotland, and the St Andrews Day in Scotland was the 30th November. So St Andrews in Scotland, that's major golfing. And I think these are all. Yes, the Women's Championship as one of the Grand Slams. And many sailing events, motorsport, there's silvers. They just don't say which one. So they're saying there's one Grand Prix event of the Formula One in the United Kingdom. Now we don't say which one. I think it is Silverstone. If it is not Silverstone, they have to ask for it. So if you think Silverstone, but Silverstone is somewhere else in the world, then it's not a problem for the test. And if you don't know where Silverstone is of the Formula One, then you think it's in another country in the United Kingdom. You think it's in the United Kingdom, but it is somewhere else. You didn't know it previously, so it's a great damage done. But this might be very helpful to think that it's Silverstone, because just to think there's a Formula One race, just take Silverstone. And skiing, they have big skis, and also dry skis near Edinburgh, the longest one in Europe. So, some of the major sporting events. Now we're going to do morning stretching, and if you participate in morning stretching, that's at your own risk. You're starting with forward shoulder circles, back, up, and front, and down, back, And last time. No, tempo. Now last time. Now forward, but backwards. In front, back, up, and down. And another time. And now we're breathing in and we're lifting the shoulders up. And breathe out and drop them down. And again in and lift the shoulders up. And out. And again in, the arms up. And out. And again in and lift the arms up. And out. Let's do it one more time. We're breathing in and lifting the arms, the shoulders up. Now we upper plug up, we're breathing in and lifting the arms up. And we're reaching high and pretending to take an apple hanging high on the left branch, turn it a bit around and to pluck the apples. And just keep on breathing. And the last two. Let's look if we can make it fast. So the Royal Ascot in Berkshire, Edinburgh Royal Family, Royal Ascot, that's one house. Some of the major arts and cultural events that happen in the UK. You're asking just for the events. Okay, art and cultural events. I mean, the Turner Award, Turner Prize Award. Turner Prize in 1984 for contemporary art, or for example the Mercury for the best album, or the Brits Award for singer or group in music, or the major events when there was by Benjamin Britten founded Aldenburgh Festival in Suffolk, the Fringe in Edinburgh, or major galleries, the National Gallery, no, yes, but these are not events. Major arts, it's major art happening. The National Gallery, the Tate Britain, the Tate Modern, the National Museum in Cardiff, the Scottish National Gallery. Major arts events. So we should at least know about the Wembley Stadium, the O2 in Greenwich, and the SEC Centre in Glasgow, and the Glastonbury, the Isle of Wight Festival in Cranfields. I think that's it. Yes, the Chelsea Flower Show. Forgotten. And the Booker Prize for Fiction since 1968. What does it mean how achievements in arts and culture are formally recognized? How is something recognized? How achievements are recognized? What do they mean? Do they mean that in Britain the British poetry is one of the richest in the world, or here that during the Protestant Reformation many things got lost? Do they mean that they've recognized how achievements? Do they mean do they mean here the awards, how achievements are recognized? Do they mean here the Mercury Award and so on? What do they mean? Do they mean the full stadiums and the Wembley Stadium and the O2 Arena? I think it's called Arena also in English, but I don't know. The O2 in Greenwich, or what do they mean? Or do they mean the National Gallery, Tate Britain, Tate Modern, the National Museum, Cardiff, the Scottish National Gallery? How achievements? I don't get it. We will do it later. And we're continuing. I think we're going to do almost only morning stretching now. So nothing big here. If you want to get more about this, we're going to save another part here. Music and culture and sport. Then you can go just to the next part. We're breathing in and we're doing a shift. We're lifting the arms up to the T. And out, we're shifting over to one side. And breathe again in into the middle. And out over to the other side. And again in into the middle. And out over to the other side. And again in into the middle. And out over to one side. And we're going to do it another time. We're breathing in. Out to one side. And into the middle. And out over to the side. How can achievements be recognized? And in into the middle. And out and going down. And we're doing the buffalo fighting its hang elbow. They're breathing in. And out, one shoulder in front. Do they mean the poetry corner in? I just want to feel it was not St. Paul's. In Westminster, we're breathing in. And again in. And out. In. Out. And again in. Out. Does it mean that people have to learn in a book about art instead of actually looking at the art and recognizing it? Out, out. And we're breathing in. And out. And again in. And out. And again in. And out forward one leg. And in. And out. Again in. Forward over to the other leg. Breathing in. And out. And again in. Out into the middle. And we're closing the legs. We're stepping down. And we're breathing in. And we're stretching out down the crossed legs. But we're only helping to come deeper down by breathing deep in through the nose into the chest. And we're breathing out through the mouth. And again in. And out. Again in. And out. And now in. And out we come slowly up and round back and making up a not backward shoulder. Let's do the garden pose. We are breathing in and lifting the arms up. We're having the toes pointing to the outside and then under the space between the heels. We're breathing in and lifting the arms up. And out and we're sinking down. We're placing the elbows against the inside of the knees and we're breathing in. And we're standing up for back. So nothing anymore to the test. Just one attention. We're breathing in. And out back. And again in. And out. And again in. And out. And again in. And out. And now breathe in, straight up away. And now we're coming slowly up in a straight line. We don't have time for the CEO's pose, so we're just closing, breathing in. We're doing that exercise a little longer. We're breathing in. And out. And in. And out. Okay, in. And out. And again in. And out. Again in. Now in and out. We're going to cross the legs and out. Maar dan vanmorgen searching, so the Royal Ascot, that is a Berkshire. That is a big horse racing, and there's a Six Nations tournament, that is between England, Scotland, Wales, Ireland, France, and was it Italy? It was on rugby. And there's the Ashes cricket between England and Australia. I thank you very much, and until next time.